Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Kordial Media YouTube channel. My name is Adriana, and today I wanted to walk you through how I generated over $1 million for our handbag client who also, has a bunch of fashion accessories on Pinterest. So without further ado, let's walk through my strategy, what we did, and how to get those conversions for your business. But quickly, before we dive into all that, feel free to please subscribe to our channel because it really does help grow the channel. And with that, I will see you inside of the Campaigns Manager. So in the last year, we've generated well over $1 million, year and a half, for our client over here. As you can see, they basically sell fashion related items that are like accessories, so like handbags and shoes, wallets, things like that. So I'm going to walk you through kind of like our strategy and our setup so you could take this as inspiration for your own strategy if you're in the fashion niche on Pinterest. Just gonna make myself smaller. This is the smallest. Okay, I'm gonna move my face then as I talk through this. So first things first, we've got a primarily top of the funnel strategy going where 90% of the campaigns we're running are top of funnel and 10% of the campaigns we're running is middle of funnel and bottom of funnel. The two that are the most top of funnel, meaning like traffic awareness, are this. We have one broad consideration traffic campaign running that generates really decent click-through rates, 1.27%, which is pretty good for Pinterest. That the average on Pinterest is like 0.7%, so this is well above average. And it generates us really cheap cost per click. This is outbound cost per click, 20 cents. And even like the cost per click on Pinterest itself is 19 cents. So very healthy there. This campaign really, its only purpose is to generate awareness and generate traffic. You don't have to have this sort of campaign running, but for this client, they felt as though it was important to have that awareness. So that's the first campaign we are running for that. The second one that we're running for awareness is a Pin Clicks catalog campaign. This campaign also generates a good click-through rate, very similar cost per click over here. And what we liked about this campaign, what we found about this campaign was that it was more consistent at generating sales than the broad one. Now this one is older, so in the last year, this one has generated more sales than this one, but as of 2025, the Pin Clicks campaign was generating the most sales. This gave us an indication that this campaign, although in this time frame doesn't look this way, this is like a year and a half, but in this time frame, it looks like this didn't generate as many as this one. But in the present year that I'm recording this in, we were getting pretty qualified traffic because they were also buying. Same goes for these guys, honestly, too, though. So that is that over here. Obviously, we have click-through ROAS over here, which is like more of a last click metric that we also measure. That one's not as strong, and neither is this one, but they're there for awareness purposes. They're not there for conversion purposes. So although click-through ROAS is not as strong, we still pump ad dollars behind it because we feel as though it probably helps the click-through ROAS and performance of all the middle of funnel campaigns and bottom of funnel campaigns. So once we have our traffic campaigns, you want to set up a few different types of conversion campaigns or catalog campaigns. We have got one conversion campaign over here that is, I think, broad, but maybe not. It might have interest in keywords. Yeah, so one interest in keyword campaign, conversion campaign over here, always does well, decent ROAS, even very decent click-through ROAS is like about a 2 versus the blended ROAS, which is a 13. Even a 2.7 ROAS is very good, or 277%, because we have interest and keywords in there that are really speaking to their target audience. So really important to have that. The next campaign we set up that's still top of funnel, is a catalog sales campaign where we just take their all products product group and we push it to their audience. So the campaign does a really good job of finding their audience and showing their products to their audience. And in return, they get decent ROAS. So they're at a 1.76 click through and a 5x blended, which is very good. Next, we have a catalog sales campaign over here for a specific collection. So this is something that I eager you to try. It doesn't tend to work necessarily always as well as the broad ones, but in some cases can. So that's something you can try out. And then lastly, we have a top of funnel conversion campaign that is performance plus. So it's broad, that targets smaller items priced on their website. So really important there that you test that out too, because sometimes a smaller priced item can still get you better results than a higher priced item on Pinterest. It's not always the case. Actually, in a lot of cases, we see high ticket items do very well still, but in some cases, it can definitely help like move the needle on this platform. So you can see a 2.5x click through ROAS and a 7x blended ROAS. Very, very healthy over here. So those are all the top of funnel campaigns. So first we did the traffic campaigns, so pin clicks and broad consideration. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 conversion geared campaigns, like campaigns that are still top of funnel, but geared towards getting sales. In these campaigns, we have less click mode turned on. We have more broader of targeting. We're targeting like all ages, all genders. But we either have like only one country targeted in there or a country with interesting keywords. So always keeping it a bit more broad. Lastly, for retargeting, we have only one retargeting campaign over here, a dynamic retargeting. It's gotten an 18 blended ROAS and a 2.5 ROAS on click-through, which is also super good and really healthy. Retargeting tends to across the board like over report because it's retargeting, and they take like the reporting channels take from like all the other ad accounts ad platforms. But really important that you still allocate a little bit of your budget every single time you launch a strategy to retargeting, because you do want that low-hanging fruit to convert. Those people who were interested but didn't buy, you want them to be targeted as well. That's how we generated over 1.2 million in about a year and a half for this client. On click-through, it translates to about 2.67K. And then if we look at like a smaller conversion window, like 7.1, that turns to still around 200K of click-throughs, like 400K of blended. So the results speak for themselves. If you were considering doing Pinterest ads for your fashion store, let's chat. You can book a meeting with me. You and I can chat about your ad account or your ad strategy, and we can see if we're a good fit to work together. It's totally a free call. So get on my calendar and let's go ahead and have a chat. If you have any other questions as well about anything else we talked about in today's video, feel free to leave it in the comment box below. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.